નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી. સ્ટેન્ડર્ડ 8, સબ્જેક્ટ સાયન્સ, ચેપ્ટર 2, માઇક્રો ઓર્ગેનિઝમ્સ, ફ્રન્ટ and foe. Okay, dear students, this is the revision video. So we'll revise of some important headings and as well as some important terms and also some important process. Okay, so now we'll see that what do you mean by microorganism. So what is microorganism? Organisms that cannot be seen with the naked eyes. So that is called as microorganisms. See, organisms means what? The organisms means living things or living beings cannot be seen with the naked eye. So that you have to use the microscope for seeing them. So that is called as a microorganisms. Okay, so that's why I look at what is microorganism. Now you have seen that what do you mean by microscope means what? A microscope is an instrument or you can say device, okay, is useful for seeing the objects or living organisms that are too small to be seen with the naked eyes or even with a magnifying glass. See, organisms that are too small to be seen with the naked eyes. So only means that you have to use the microscope. Okay, there is a microscope. Now next heading is what do you mean by pathogen means what? Pathogen. What do you mean by pathogen? Pathogen means what? Disease causing microorganisms. See, which organisms causes disease? They are called as pathogen. Okay, now next one is what do you mean by communicable or infectious diseases? Communicable or infectious disease. The disease that are caused by the pathogens. See, the disease which are caused by pathogens and transmitted through the air, food or water, or it may be a direct contact or contact between the person to person. So that is called as a communicable or infectious diseases. Any idea? Either it may be communicable or you can say infectious diseases. Now next one is the types of microorganisms. So how many types of microorganisms will be there? See, there are 4 major groups of or 4 main types of microorganisms. So they are bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoa. See, 4 major groups of microorganisms. They are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae or algae. Okay. See, now one by one, bacteria are unicellular organisms. In favorable conditions, bacteria produce binary fission. The one cell they divide in 2 cells. So like this, binary fission that you have studied also in the topic 9. And bacteria called, okay, we'll see the remaining called later. So you have to see that bacteria are unicellular organisms. And what about protozoa? Protozoa are unicellular organisms that are found in the fresh water sources. Okay, they are saprophytics. Saprophytic means organisms that lives on dead organisms. So saprophytic in the mode of nutrition. Okay, now you have discussed the bacteria, protozoa. Now next one is algae. Algae are also autotrophic microorganisms. Autotrophic means what? They are self-preparation of the food that contains chlorophyll. They may be unicellular or it may be multicellular or maybe colonial in group. They are living together. Okay, so these are all about. Then we will see that bacteria you learnt, algae you learnt, fungi, and as well as now protozoa also. You will see that protozoa also are unicellular organisms, okay, that are found in the microorganisms, okay, that are found in seawater or freshwater. They are freshwater sources. So now about see that what about this vaccine? Vaccine means what? So vaccine means a compound, a biological compound which is injected. Injected means what? Through the injection we are giving, or introduced orally into the body of the human beings to develop the immunity. Immunity means disease resistant capacity will be a group of disease, the immunity against pathogens, that is called as a vaccine. Then what do you mean by antibiotics? Antibiotics are the compounds. So these are compounds which destroy or arrest the growth of the pathogens. Okay, these are the so what is microorganism? What is microscope? So these questions we have discussed. So now we will see that what is fermentation? What do you mean by fermentation means what? What is fermentation? The process of conversion of sugar into acids, alcohol or gas by the action of the yeast. So that is called as fermentation. See, what is fermentation? The process of conversion of sugar into acids or alcohol or gas by the action by the yeast. So that is called as a fermentation. So next heading is what do you mean by food preservation? Food preservation means what? The process of treating food to retain its nutritive value. Retain means what? To keep in that processor its nutritive value and prevent spoilage. So that is called as food preservation. Okay, now what do you mean by dehydration? Dehydration means what? Dehydration is the process of removal of water or removing water. Okay, now the next one is what is canning? Canning means what? This is the process of preserving the food in airtight cans or sterilized airtight cans. So that is called as canning. Now what do you mean by ammonification means what? Ammonification, the process of conversion of proteins into ammonia. See, the process of conversion of proteins into ammonia by the action of bacteria is called as ammonification. Now the next heading is pasteurization. See, these are all important headings. Very, very important in this lesson. Pasteurization means what? The process in which milk is heated. The process in which milk is heated to a high temperature and then cooled quickly to destroy the 99% bacteria. So that is called as, what you are saying? Pasteurization. So next one is, what is nitrification? Nitrification. So nitrification means conversion of ammonia into nitrates. See, conversion of ammonia into nitrates by the action of the bacteria is called as nitrifications. Okay, these are all important terms and as well as definitions of in this lesson. Okay, now you see that some other important we will see. The microorganisms, you know that they are friend as well as foe. They will work as a friend and as a foe. Foe means enemy. So you will see that what they are helping to us. See, some of the microorganisms are very helpful to the living beings. See, first of all, the action of lactobacillus bacteria. Lactobacillus bacteria changes milk into curd. See, this bacteria is helping for us changes of milk into curd. Okay, this is one helpful to us. Second, we will say in agriculture, bacteria help in recycling the matter, nitrogen cycle, etc. So, recycling of the matter or substances. So, for example, rhizobium bacteria in the root nodules of leguminous plants help in fixing the atmospheric nitrogen. So, you know that the plants can't take nitrogen directly from the earth. So, this root See, some bacteria will help fixing the nitrogen in the roots. Okay, this is one. Now, some of the antibiotics like streptomycin, chloromycin, you have heard that these are the tablets are obtained or prepared from the bacteria. Then next one, yeast is used on a large scale in the bakeries, cheese industry, and for the production of organic acids and alcohol. And at home, yeast is produced or yeast is used for making food items such as dosa, idli. Okay, so like this purpose are also, these bacteria are helpful to us. Then mushrooms, you know that mushrooms are edible fungi. Edible means eatable, edible fungi. Algae are used for preparing medicines and food cosmetics, and nitrogen or potassium rich in manure. So these are all the usefulness of the microorganisms. Now we will see that some microorganisms are harmful to the living beings. So besides being useful, some of the microorganisms, the disease which are caused by the microorganisms and transmitted air, food, water or direct contact, so that is called as we have learned that communicable or infectious diseases. So these microorganisms are causing some of the disease to the living beings. See, certain human beings, diseases caused by viruses are common cold, influenza, chickenpox, smallpox. So these are all spread by the bacteria. And another one is certain human diseases like tuberculosis. Tuberculosis means swollen in the necks. Typhoid, fevers, cholera, it is also infectious disease, vomiting, diarrhea, like this. Leprosy, nerve muscle, what we are saying, nerve damage, tetanus, painful in the muscles, and and pneumonia also. This is also inflammation in the lungs. So these are all the diseases are caused by the bacteria. And now another one you say certain human diseases are caused by fungi are ringworms, so footworms, arthritis foot. So these are all these, they are also caused by bacteria. And another one is bacteria spoil the food by producing toxins. Toxins means you know that what you are saying, the poisonous substances. Okay, this also will be. And another some important is certain plant diseases are also caused by the bacteria. Citrus, canker. Canker means these diseases and gradual decay in the plants, and black rot in the cabbage. So the animal disease, intestinal infection. So like these are also, these are all caused by, these are all the harmful effects or harmful caused by the microorganisms. Okay. Now the last heading we will discuss what is nitrogen fixation means what. What is mean by nitrogen fixation? The continuous circulation of nitrogen through the living and non-living components of the biosphere known as nitrogen cycle. See, dear students, this is also very important one. Here what is that? The continuous circulation of nitrogen through the living and non-living components of the biosphere. So that is called as nitrogen cycle. Through this process, nitrogen is converted into various forms. See, you know that the plants can't take directly nitrogen. So nitrogen is converted into the various forms. See, nitrogen cycle includes nitrogen fixation, then ammonification, then nitrification, then denitrification. These are the headings we have discussed. It maintains the percentage of nitrogen. So that is why what happens due to this, it maintains the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere. Okay, so you know that rhizobium bacteria is living in the root nodules of leguminous plants like pea, groundnuts, like this, and blue-green algae. So these bacteria help fixing the nitrogen and convert it into the nitrogenous compounds. So they fix the nitrogen and convert it into nitrogen compounds. And lightning also too converts atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds. So in this way nitrogen changes into nitrogen compounds. Then what will happen, you see, part of the nitrogenous compounds in the soil are converted directly into atmospheric nitrogen, and the remaining by the plants. Remaining what? Taken by the plants. See, converted some of this into what? Atmospheric nitrogen, and some of them goes to the soil itself. They are eaten by the plants. Plants convert these nitrogen compounds into proteins. Then plants, they are converted into proteins, and these proteins are eaten up by the animals. So these by the animals and return to the soil. You know that after the plant or animal died, again return to the soil, either as a waste product or even as a waste product like urine, excreta, or even after the death through the decomposition by the microbes. Okay, then again it will be changes into the certain bacteria helpful to change us into free nitrogen. So means atmospheric nitrogen. So in this way, this all continuously takes place. Dear students, now we will see diagrammatically how nitrogen cycle takes place. See that this one is the first of all atmospheric nitrogen. Atmospheric nitrogen, say from it will be there in the atmosphere. So plants, you know that can't take nitrogen freely. How we are taking oxygen? See, first of all, what will happen? You see, this atmospheric nitrogen, some bacteria will be there. They will fix the nitrogen. See, nitrogen fixing fix atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. So you know that leguminous plants will be there on the root nodules, they will fix it. Then this bacteria fix the nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds. So they change into nitrogenous compounds. And these compounds of nitrogen goes to the soil. You know that then plants take up the plants are growing. So nitrogen goes into the body of the plants. And ultimately you know that animals are also eating the plant and plant products. Then waste, nitrogenous waste from the excretion or even from the death, when urine, excreta, this again goes to the soil. And from this, a bacteria again some of the bacteria turn this compound nitrogen into gaseous nitrogen, and again it reaches to the atmospheric, goes to the atmospheric nitrogen. And another way is this by lightning. You know that lightning also helps this atmospheric nitrogen, what we are saying, change into compounds of nitrogen in the soil. And again you know that take up by the plants, then animals, and again they will death or waste excretion, and again goes to the soil, and from the soil some of the bacteria again changes into nitrogen into gaseous nitrogen. So in this way they will again come into the atmosphere. So in this way nitrogen cycles takes place. Okay students, so this all you have to go through it and learn the diagram also. Okay, and all important headings, terms we have discussed. So go through it. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you for joining us.